So many exciting things happening in women's surfing, and we got so much talent coming up in the ranks too.
Let's check out the qualifying round. Heat number 1, Alyssa Spencer. We saw her compete here at a specialty event last year at the Rumble at the Ranch. Goofy foot from Carlsbad. Spent a lot of time on the North Shore of Oahu last season. I also love how Joanne DeFay surfs this wave and maybe got the deepest barrel on the right back in 2019.
Oh, it sticks out in my mind. It's one of those memorable moments as we see Alyssa winding up on her backhand on the right.
Nice, clean, polished start for Alyssa Spencer. How's that form and technique, and knows how to really lay it down when she finds the lip. Holding that line way out front. I like her calm pace, stretching out these turns out the back. I mean by that, just getting down the line, trying to stay in front of the pocket. And now she'll go to work on the open face. How picture perfect is this wave? Nice patience off the bottom. And now she'll try to stall, slam on the brakes, and very close to getting lip there. She'll stay a little bit out in front. Inside bowl, she'll crush the end section with a meaty backside hook and drill it one more time. Real calm, collected tempo throughout that entire ride.
Yeah, breaking the seal for the women's event.
Now we've got a pretty healthy crew. Goofy footers from Caroline Marks, Tatiana Weston-Webb, Bronte McCauley. It's such a great crew that stand with their right foot forward. Alyssa Spencer opened up with a 4.5 on the right. Big front side power hack off the lip. Perfect timing. You think of Carlsbad, you think of legendary surfers like Taylor Knox. Just featured on the Getting Heated show with Mick Fanning that was released earlier today. Nice snap there, almost got a rail, but recovered well. Now completely in the pit. Winds up for a beautiful frontside hack. Make that two-turn combination following the barrel for Alyssa Spencer.
Yes, goal. That was a great wave for Alyssa. It's a high-risk maneuver because that whitewater can just snaffle your board away from you.
Brisa Hennessy getting started. Snap looks solid. Little layback. She just drops that back shoulder for that second maneuver and now pulls in right out in front of the pocket. So she'll look to really lay this one down. Beautiful frontside carve. The Costa Rican hits it in a critical part of the wave. But that ride will stop really short. Yeah, really impressing you with the younger guard.
Oh, that's such a brilliant question, Joe. I think when you look at this young group of women coming up, they respect where they come from. They respect the people that are on the championship tour, but at the same time, there's that hunger level and also that hunger to lift their level of surfing. You see them going on trips to improve all the time.
Malia Manuel was that superhero grommet back in the day when she won the U.S. Open at 14 and landed the cover of Trans World Surf. As she belts a couple of big frontside turns. Looking good so far, Waz.
Wow, that was amazing. Beautiful tube ride technique right there. Held the wall perfectly. Now just going back to work in the lip line. DHD under her feet looking great. The curve on that board, absolutely beautiful. Nice arcs. Variation in the lip with a tail slide. Now she's coming to the inside. You can see her thinking about the barrel. She's going to stall, and let's see how deep she can get. Arm in the wall, dragging, getting really deep in there. That thing is letting out. There she is. Up right, a beautiful turn off the top. Manuel on fire out here. Beautiful work. Back to you, Joe.
Thanks, Strider. As Strider was following along with Malia Manuel, keeping up with the pace of all those big turns from Manuel coming from the island of Kauai, doing a great job with that finesse that she always has. But I also liked the recovery she made. When she sort of went to tap the lip, she adjusted so well to save the back end of the wave. It's such a long ride, and you don't want to miss out on that end section.
Definitely. You see that wave bottom out on her, and she did adjust well, and that's all because she had that center of gravity lined up over the stringer. Beautiful technique in the barrel. Malia was probably one of the first women surfers to actually have a wave at the surf ranch. And you know, she's seen different iterations of this wave. She's enjoying her time here. So she's got a lot of experience out on the open face here, and she's having a tough season this year. So now's an opportunity for her to make some headway and think about qualification and potentially the top 5 picture.
As we see that low stance in the tube, and she was able to finish. Malia Manuel, you're starting to think of the expectations for her in Mexico at a wave like that, which is a world-class wave, and also Tahiti. You're going, maybe her strengths will come at the season finale and put her in a great position to requalify. Malia Manuel might have one of the best backhand snaps on tour, especially in big, powerful waves. We saw her do that, apply that to cloud break in the past. Right now, this is a stretched out, speedy left. So we'll see if she can identify a big section. There's a nice clean snap for Manuel. Out in front, beautiful snap. Throwing some water again, nice rhythm for Malia. Fades it quickly, and now anticipating the big hollow part of the wave. She's able to get another tight jam in. Now stalling. Nice tube there for Malia. She's got some room to move here. Wraps it shut, and Manuel stays on her feet after locking in a 6.67 on the right, which is the best number we've seen so far. It's beyond sustainability here at the Surf Ranch, which WSL is dedicated to. We want to call the world leaders to protect and conserve our global ocean through our entire season with We Are One Ocean petition. You can sign and share it at weareoneocean.org. Steph Gilmore did that right away, and she's an advocate of protecting the environment that she loves so much and spends a lot of time in. And it's really interesting, Rosie, because sometimes it feels like if you're 10 and you haven't started surfing yet, it almost feels like it's too late. I always forget sometimes that actually Steph Gilmore started when she was about 10, 11 years old, which sounds really late these days, especially when you watch Sky Brown, who's here on hand, who's 12 and is always already doing gigantic errors.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have a later start time when you're about 10 or 11, but for Steph, her progression rate was just so quick. Surfing with her sisters, surfing with her dad. So, nowadays the kids start super young. They progress really quickly. But Steph Gilmore, 7-time world champ, she didn't need all that extra time.
Dane Reynolds started at 12. He actually lived not too far away from Lemoore. He probably knew there was something special here in the Central Valley. He grew up in Bakersfield and then moved to Ventura at 12 and became one of the best surfers in the world. Steph Gilmore, one of the all-time greats, a 7-time world champ, the most event wins to her name. All of our viewers watching on FS2, this is a special moment watching Steph Gilmore. You can continue watching all the action on WorldSurfLeague.com through the rest of the afternoon as that wave spits. Behind Gilmore, she may have recorded the most tube time on the right here at the Surf Ranch. We almost thought it was going to get renamed after her, as it kind of mimics Greenmount, where she grew up on the Gold Coast. That was a beautiful snap there. There's that transition, one of the best styles in the game. Viewers on FS2, join us on WorldSurfLeague.com as Steph comes flying out of the pit. What an amazing effort from Stephanie Gilmore. I feel like the first few rights we really were breaking down from Steph at the Surf Ranch. She had an instant connection with this wave, and she was getting really giddy about the idea of getting barreled whenever she wanted, because I think surfers had to kind of realize that first. She would be beaming ear to ear, getting like 15, 20-second tube rides. But it's all about numbers here in the CT format. She's yet to win this event. How'd she do out the back?
Well, Steph, there were a couple bobbles here and there, but I love the way that Steph sets up this wave. Arguably one of the best surfers to surf this place. But also she's from one of the most crowded lineups in the world, Snapper Rock. So having the opportunity to get barreled whenever she wants, that is a novelty that I'm sure she just relishes the opportunity. But Steph, I love her approach on the right. We all know what she can do on the right. I think for Steph, it's all about the left. Look how deep she gets. She knows how to maintain her speed in and out of the barrel. Needs to tidy up that finish.
Well, for Steph Gilmore, she's accomplished so much, equal with Lane with 7 titles. Her record is incredible with CT wins. And it's always interesting to see what the goals may be for someone who's really done it all.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, Steph just epitomizes a champion to me, though. I mean, winning those 7 world titles, that's an amazing feat, but it's the fact that she carries herself so elegantly on land and has time for everyone.
She's won a lot on her backhand as well, going back to the early days when events were stopping in Peru. As we see the snap off the top for Steph Gilmore, she's really creating space. Foam climb right there, a nice aggressive vertical climb again. Nice wrap in the pocket, Gilmore knifes it. And this gives you a bit of time to play with some carves, mix it up a bit. Nice under the lip hook. She's trying to catch up to this wave. She'll sneak in a backside climb again, and now look for some tube time. Gilmore leading with that left hand, and she will just get a little bit too low. Gilmore did achieve the highest scoring right so far of the afternoon. It is 7-6-7, and came incredibly close to locking in that backhand tube run. We had a very similar start to 2019 with, on the women's side, just different winners through the first 5 stops. But before that, the last time that happened was 2002, where there was usually a couple names just hogging all the trophies and completely dominating eras. And, you know, Rosie, you lived through those amazing eras of pro surfing. And, you know, obviously before your time, some of your heroes like Lisa Anderson, you know, having 4 titles. Obviously Lane getting 7. Frida Zamba with 4, Wendy Botha with 4. There's so many dynasties on the women's side, which you count up all the world champions over the 40 years we've had the sport. There's not that many. It's a pretty tight class.
It is. I mean, Steph's got the 7, Tyler's got 2, Carissa Moore with 4, and that's just like within that last decade or so. So those are the women that were winning the lion's share of events. So it's great to see fresh faces like Tatiana Weston-Webb taking a win. Saw Sally get a great win, and it's good to see it get mixed up, and maybe we can see a new world title, someone in world title contention come the Lowe's events.
Tatiana Weston-Webb slamming on the brakes, staying incredibly low. That thing's trying to pick her up a few times, did well to manage that speed. Airdrop off the top. I love how she's risking those hacks off the lip line. Draws it hard in the pocket. Almost thought she was going to over-rotate. Maintains control. There's a big vert. Here comes the hollow pitch. She's going to slow down, readjust that rail. She's now getting a little bit of the tube there. And now lay down the backhand carve. A lot of great maneuvers from Tatiana, who's in such an incredible place on that final 5 picture. Like you mentioned, a big win this year at the main break of Margaret River. And probably was just dying to get back on her board after the early round loss in Rottnest, and she had to wait all this time to explode on a wave like that. I think it was worth the wait.
Definitely. And Tatiana, I mean, she's been probably one of my favorite surfers to watch this season. She's just become, you know, one of those surfers. She has that raw talent, but now she's refining things and she knows exactly what she needs to do. She's super calculated and really fun to watch here at the Surf Ranch. The Rumble at the Ranch, she was arguably one of my favorite surfers there too.
So powerful, so confident, working with Sharp Eye surfboards. That's a huge squad on tour. And her form on her backhand in the pit here at the Surf Ranch has improved big time in the last couple of events.
Yeah, looking like an origami swan as she fits inside that barrel, unfolds herself for this cutback maneuver. But yeah, it's just you know, that's a skill that they've kind of refined as the events have happened here.
Well, Tatiana ripping out here, ready. She's on a dark arts 5.5. She's loving the board. Well, actually, no, it's a 5.6. Sorry, she would like to have a 5.5. She's ready to go even smaller. These boards are just spicy. She loves them. She is the only person out here I've seen have the water at the end of the wave. So she had water waiting for her. She grabbed it, got a chug on, and now she's ready to go, staying hydrated, and she is ready to hit the lip again. She was so barreled on the inside section that her hair bun came out.
That's a great thing. When you're getting that barreled, you gotta maybe adjust that bun because you don't want to get clipped with that lip. That can happen.
She's got great hair, so you know it's there's a lot of it. So she's kind of has to have that body awareness of where the lip is. You don't want to get too clipped as you fold yourself up.
Talked to Sharp-Eyed team manager Yufu Penrose. He said, that's it. Team's locked in. They've got a huge team, and he's like, he's so busy. He's got to just focus on what he has right now, so you're going to really have to convince him to add anyone to the squad. Tati's been loving this board all day. Beautiful speed off the bottom. I love how she'll attack the pocket. Now out in front, there's the variety. The snap over the white water, then a carve in clear water.
I'm pretty sure we've seen every single team rider go to this dark arts technology. I mean, Felipe was on it, Morgan, Tatiana is the first female that we've seen riding this technology. I wonder if Joanne DeFay is going to get on, or Sally Fitzgibbons. Wow, as we see Tatiana getting super deep. Also goes to that hand on the nose of her board technique in the barrel.
Such a solid opening run for Tatiana. Meanwhile, Gilmore took the lead in their heat with a 5.67 on the left. Tati's opening right is 6.83, so she's trying to hunt down the lead from Steph Gilmore. As Kaipa was talking to Steph about the final 5, and the final stop to qualify is in Tahiti. And all of a sudden, Tati's going to be in that situation like she was at Pipeline, where everyone's going to be expecting her to win that event.
100%. I think in Tahiti we're also going to see some great wild cards, but there's definitely surfers that you're going to be seeing Tahiti as a strength. Tatiana Weston-Webb, so impressed with what she does out there, and likewise here at the Surf Ranch. I mean, setting up for 3 events that are arguably Tatiana's strengths. The Surf Ranch, I'm going to be interested to see on the rifling points in Mexico, and then Tahiti is somewhere that she can really flare.
Love how explosive that end section hack was. It was radical because it was out of control in a good way. The way she just pushed everything at it, ditched the fins, incredibly risky, but her form was so clean. She stayed right on top of her board and so centered to pull off that aggressive finish.
She just gets me so hyped, so I like to think of her turns when I'm about to do it, because she's amazing.
It's definitely a good influence to have before you go surfing. Malia Manuel right now sitting on a 6.67. 5.13. Malia always displays such grace, such power. Her form is just so beautiful on a surfboard. And then she's got the tenacity when she unleashes a big turn. You feel it. There's one right there. Just a beautiful snapping carve from Malia Manuel. There are very few surfers on the planet that make it look this easy. She has had huge event wins in the past, and she's on a really good pace right here on this wave, setting it up to the inside section.
That was that entry into that last little barrel section. Nicely done. A little S turn into it. And a nice arc to finish. Beautifully done.
Yeah, I put her right up there, with Stephanie Gilmore. Is just so stylish, so much flow down the line, and a great display right there of kind of what the judge is looking for. Turn, barrel, everything is spoken for here by Malia Manuel.
The outside section had that little fluff on the top of it, so it makes it a little bit hard to time where you want to hit the lip. So you did well to navigate that. And then the nice deep barrel on that first section. She tried to stall it out for the second, realizing and innately pulling herself out of that to get the turns done. And then there's that beautiful arc right back into it. I mean, you're pushing when you're going back into the pit like that.
Now, Sky, I know you've had a lot of opportunities to do some really cool things. So far, so good this year for Isabella Nichols. She had a runner-up finish in Newcastle. And she is, I thought for a second that was me she was talking on her screen. Then I saw the work she was doing, and there's no way that I can keep up with the intelligence level of Isabella Nichols. Really cool story for her coming into this event as a rookie. She's going to have to put the day job on hold for a little bit. The way she's surfing, she is going to be on the championship tour for a long time coming. And she's on her way to an incredible score here already.
That was a nice gap. And trying to improve on a 4.87 on the right. She's close to it here. If she can keep it together for this final section, I think she's going to get a better number.
Showing the tenacity there. She's got to complete this tube on the inside. Gets deep enough right there, disappearing from view. Finishes strong, solid wave for Isabella Nichols. Sky Brown, thank you so much for coming through here. She's got one more left to annihilate to get that big score. Really cool piece about Isabella. Get a chance. I would say get on the Isabella bandwagon because she is making huge steps. I'm going to put her in contention 2022 world title talk.
She keeps getting a taste of winning. Yeah, it just gets tastier and tastier. So you end up doing it more and more.
All right, here we go. We'll see what Isabella Nichols, who has a future in actual wave pool design from the engineering side of things. So right now she's just doing homework. And she's having fun in the basin. Doing
nice.
Big turns like that. We would all be having fun if we could surf like Isabella Nichols.
Spraying out the fence. Ooh.
Nicely placed there. Add some drama, some danger. Almost went for the layback into the tube.
There's a different angle of approach, you know, an arch of the back. Again, showcasing that variety.
Right here, she's got to be choosy, got to be picky in where she does her turns. Grabs the rail. A double rail grab too. That's an unconventional tube stance, but it worked.
Yeah, she likes to put that knee outside of her inside arm. You know, a lot of surfers do it in front of, but it does work. And I do believe she's got a chance to improve on that 5.53.
She had some sparky surfing on the outside section here, going vertical, throwing tons of spray.
There's those points of difference, you know, where she arched her back through the snap. You know, again, angle of approach, just trying to change it up ever so slightly because the backhand can get one of those things where it gets a little monotonous. You start working off one angle. That was the turn I was speaking of. Little point of difference, then the float, getting upside down, and then the tube ride. Look at that. See how she actually dragged her back arm and holding it on the outside rail to slow herself down? All that stuff just comes out of instinct too, right? You're just trying to figure out how to slow down any way you can.
I will tell you.
If she can put a big result here, find her way into that top five, you know, a bit more solid, then I think that she can go into Baja de la Cruz, and I love how he says that. It's very authentic. And then Tahiti, you know, if she can get herself there, because Tahiti is one of those ones we just don't know.
It's almost like
we haven't seen it in a long time.
They can't be thinking about it right now because that has to be a
She's
weight
got the foil coming at her right now
on their shoulders. Yeah, there's already enough going on in the mind of these surfers without having to worry about one of the heaviest waves in the world that you've got to get through to get into the WSL Top 5 at the end of the year. Stephanie Gilmore, well, she's not a lock yet, but we've seen what she can do out here. The basin is her friend, and getting a front row seat to the Steph Gilmore show, Strider Wasilewski.
Wow, how was that transition off the top into the barrel, dragging the arm, just getting super deep into the barrel. She's completely disappeared from my view. There she is. Wow, that was incredible. Straight up into the lip. Let's see if she goes for the variation on the face. Yes, she does. Throws it back up into the corner. The mind is thinking every turn, every bottom turn, every off the top, something new right here, straight into the bowl, drags the arm, slows it down, front foot on that inside rail, comes flying out. Can she complete this time? Yes, she holds it clean, and she goes back up for a last slap on the lip, and that was some solid surfing right there by Stephanie Gilmore. You know, her preheat routine, she had ice on the deck of the board.
Nice. Getting that wax chilled, bro.
I don't know about anybody else, but that is one of the coolest preheat routines I've ever seen.
Literally.
No pun intended.
Literally one of the coolest. We got that dad joke there, Strider. Well, Steph Gilmore.
That was a great dad joke. We're all dads.
Every turn she did on that wave looked like a cover shot.
Yeah,
she just has that skill and style to where if you just freeze frame this over and over, I mean, you've got covers.
Yeah, and the barrel, we were seeing it from the Shiseido ski view, which probably takes it and makes it look a lot deeper. But here, this straight off angle will give us the idea of how deep she was. This is that section where she put herself way back there. And she does just the tip. Look, it's still out. Oh, man.
I was almost saying goodbye.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say goodbye to Stephanie Gilmore yet.
Beautiful snaps here, too. And the completion, you remember she fell on the final move of her first right, which was a 7.67. So this was completed all the way through, and the barrel much deeper. I feel like this is going to be an improvement, and it could be a solid improvement. Could see her, you know, up into that first place. We'll see.
The POD for me not to be confused with the San Diego New Metal Band. The point of difference for me,
Yep.
POD, with Stephanie Gilmore, is that she really opened up through those turns.